Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos and welcome to Ula Ula Island where in Malie City we have the Malie Draconids hosting the Snowpoint Frost. Avalog and Darmanitan are going to start out for the Snowpoint Frost. Malie Draconids are going to start out with the debuting Dragonite. The pseudo legendary is finally making its long awaited debut in the Elite Challenge League along with Tyrantrum here. Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win, the Malie Draconids or the Snowpoint Frost. Let's see what we can see from the pseudo legendary in its first ever Elite Challenge League match. Darmanitan's going to start out with Coil, boosting its stats, raising that already amazing attack stat of 140. If a physical hit comes from Darmanitan, it could do some very amazing damage. Psycho Cut coming from Dragonite, targeting Avalog, starting to chip away at the very defensive Pokemon. Tyrantrum, it's going to go with a Fling, so it's going to throw its Leopard Berry. And it's also going to go for Avalog, so they're going to start targeting the very bulky Pokemon. Avalok having that defense of 184, so it's very good for him to chip away at it early. Power Split now coming from Avalok. It's going to go with Tyrantrum as its target. So they're going to share their power. As always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle. If we hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime. Darmanitan now is going to go with a Leaf Blade. If it goes for Tyrantrum, this will be super effective. Instead goes for Dragonite, which is not very effective. Very minor damage being done to the pseudo legendary. Dragonite with an opportunity to respond goes with Play Nice. Dragonite has that 134 attack stat as a pseudo legendary. It's also got 100 special attack and special defense. Tyrantrum now. It's going to go with the Parabolic Charge. This is going to hit everyone on the field. It's going to restore some of its HP. Although its HP is already full, so no restoration needed. Avalog now is going to go with a Venoshock. It's going to target Dragonite. It won't leave it poisoned. Again, as I was saying, this is Dragonite's first battle in the Elite Challenge League. So hopefully it can do the Malie Draconids well, because they're currently sitting in equal 8th, and they want to move up higher in that top 8. Fire Spin now coming from Darmanitan. It's going to target Dragonite. Not very effective, but Dragonite's going to start taking damage in between turns from that move. Dragonite now is going to go with a Lash Out. See if it continues to attack Avalog. And it will, so they continue to chip away at this Pokemon. Finally getting it down into the yellow. Tyrantrum. It's going to go with the Iron Tail. This should be super effective and almost eliminates Avalog with that super effective attack. Avalog just holding on in the red. Tyrantrum has that 121 base attack, so that would have been beneficial. Flamethrower now coming from Avalog. And it also targets Dragonite with that fire base move. Not very effective again. And there's that Fire Spin doing more damage to Dragonite. So they're trying to chip away at the pseudo legendary, who's standing quite well, only just being taken down into the yellow. Darmanitan, though, if it can get off an Ice type move, could actually finish it off. The Ice type's having the advantage over the Malie Draconids. Will-O-Wisp now is going to also hit Dragonite. So now Dragonite's burned, so it's going to be taking that burn damage and the Fire Spin damage in between turns. Overheat. Unfortunately it misses from Avalog. That would have it misses by Dragonite. Would have eliminated Avalog. Would have been super effective. That Revenge now coming from Tyrantrum is going to eliminate Avalog. Also being super effective. So they're finally taking down the very bulky Pokemon. Avalog is gone. Here's that damage in between turns being taken by Dragonite. Still holding on though, even with all these added damages being taking effect. Third Pokemon now coming out for the Snowpoint Frost, and it's going to be Beartic. Beartic has that 130 base attack, so that's even stronger physically than Tyrantrum. All these Pokemon on the field right now are very physical attackers. Lava Plume now coming from Darmanitan. It's going to hit everyone on the field. Dragonite's still holding on, and it's actually super effective on Beartic. And now Tyrantrum's even burned, so both Dragonite and Tyrantrum will be taking that burn damage in between turns. Foul Play now coming from Dragonite. It's also going to go for Beartic, almost taking it down into yellow, but it's still holding on. Psych Up now from Tyrantrum. Now Beartic with its opportunity to capitalize. It's going to go with a Tail Whip, so it's only going to lower the stats of Tyrantrum, I think. It goes for Dragonite. Lowering that defense and lowering the defense of Tyrantrum. Here's that damage from being taken by Dragonite between turns. don't know if it'll be able to hold off from both damage in this turn. And it doesn't. Dragonite has finally been eliminated after taking so much fire damage. I gotta admit, it's not been in the battle for long, but it was very impressive showing by Dragonite in its first Elite Challenge League battle. For a pseudo-legendary, I'd say it did well. It seemed to be a very big target for the Snowpoint Frost. Haxorus now comes out for the Malie Draconids, having 147 physical attack. It's actually stronger than Darmanitan. It goes with a gear up, which will fail. Darmanitan already having that physical attack boost. It's going to go with a Screech and not take advantage of it. But it will target Haxorus, lowering its defense stats. Tyrantrum now. If it can get off a fighting or fire type move, instead goes with a pluck. It's going to target Beartic, finally taking it down to the yellow. It also steals its Leopard Berry. So it will eat that and boost its Metronome. Night Slash now is going to come from Beartic. It's going to target Haxorus. Very big physical hit, taking it down into the yellow. There's that burn damage taken by Tyrantrum. Snowpoint Frost are desperately going to want this win. They're currently sitting last place on the entire ladder. They are still yet to win a game in the Elite Challenge League. They do not want to go the first third of this season without winning a match. Last resort by Haxorus will fail. Darmanitan now with its opportunity is going to go with a Defog. It's going to make it easier to hit Haxorus. Now Tyrantrum. Gonna go with a Poison Fang. This won't be very effective. Still does a decent amount of damage to Beartic. Apologise, it's just regular damage. Seismic Toss now coming from Beartic. More physical moves. Very good hit onto Tyrantrum, and there's that burn damage again, taking Tyrantrum down into the yellow. Snowpoint Frost want to capitalise on their advantage over the Dragon type, and surely Malie Draconids don't want to upset in their hometown. Darmanitan now is going to go with a Wood Hammer. If it goes for Tyrantrum, I could see it finishing off. Instead goes for Haxorus, and regardless, it does finish off a Pokemon. Haxorus has been eliminated by Darmanitan. Very impressive hit, and very minor recoil damage for Darmanitan. So very strong showing so far. Heal Pulse now coming from Tyrantrum. That is not what the Malie Draconids need to do. It's actually going to restore Tyrantrum's health, taking it back to 100%. This is not good for the Draconids. Beartic now is going to go with an Ingrain, so it's going to plant its roots into the ground, restore HP in between turns. So 2 Pokemon now down for the Malie Draconids, and 1 down for the Snowpoint Frost. As always, in our description below, we also have a link to our Instagram page where you can get regular fixture and ladder updates, so feel free to check that out. Altaria now coming out for the Malie Draconids. Has that Cloud 9. If there were weather effects, they would have disappeared. Altaria coming on with that 105 special defense. Darmanitan's going to go with a Fairy Lock, so it's not going to go for an offensive move. I'm sure that Altaria was wishing that it could Mega Evolve in this battle, but there are no Mega Evolutions in the Elite Challenge League. Mist Bowl coming from Altaria. Targeting Darmanitan. Decent hit on the Ice type. It's also going to lower its special attack. They would have wished it had lowered its attack in the process. X-Scissor coming from Tyrantrum. Also targeting Darmanitan. They're starting to chip away at the Galarian form Pokemon. Beartic goes with a Nuzzle. Targets Tyrantrum. Not very effective, but Beartic is going to get a slight health restoration from its roots. And there's that burn, continuing to do damage to Tyrantrum. Darmanitan, again with that boosted physical attack, but it's not going to take advantage of it. Instead going with the Stuffed Cheeks. So this time it's just going to boost its defense and eat its Leopard Berry. Altaria. Going to go with a Teleport. So Altaria is actually going to go back to the bench, and we're going to see another Pokemon come out for the Malie Draconids. And it's going to be Drampa. Drampa having that 135 special attack, also with the Cloud 9 hidden ability. Very slow, only having a 36 base speed. If you can get a special attack off, something like a Flamethrower, it's just going to wipe out Snowpoint Frost's team. Superpower from Tyrantrum's actually going to eliminate Beartic. A very amazing hit. Tyrantrum's attack and defense will fall, but it gets another elimination on the board for the Melee Draconids. Beartic goes out of the battle. That burn damage still hits Tyrantrum, but Tyrantrum's still standing, rather strong. Cryogonal now is going to come out for the Snowpoint Frost. Cryogonal having 135 special defense, 105 base speed. Hasn't got the greatest attack stat of only 50. See what it can do on this field. It's going to go with an Incinerate, targeting both Dramper and Tyrantrum. Those Leopard Berries are going to be burned up. Darmanitan with an opportunity to follow up. It's going to go with a Gear Grower and see if it can get off all 5 hits. It's going for Tyrantrum. It only needs 1. Tyrantrum has been eliminated. That's 3 down for the Draconids. Snowpoint Frost have taken back the lead. Dramper's going to want to hope it can tie things up again. Goes with a Spatial Rend. Targeting Cryogonal. Taking Cryogonal down to the yellow. Altaria is coming back out onto the field for the Melee Draconids. We're still yet to actually see weather conditions being put on the field in this battle so far. Cryogonal now. It's going to go with a low kick. Targets Dramper. Super effective, taking it straight down into the yellow. Darmanitan hoping to get a 1-2 combo, finish it off, but instead goes with a Trick or Treat. So it's going to add the Ghost type in. To Altaria it will be. So Altaria now has the Ghost type, so it's immune to normal and fighting type attacks. Thundershock now coming from Altaria. Targeting Darmanitan. They finally get Darmanitan down into the yellow, who's been in this battle for over 10 minutes. Dramper's going to go with a Sparkling Aria. This should hit everybody on the field. And it will. And Darmanitan is just holding on there. Being taken down into the red. Very minor health left. If Altaria or Dramper can get a hit off on it, it surely will finish it off. Cryogonal. It's going to go with a Sucker Punch, but it will fail. The speed advantage going to the Snowpoint Frost. Darmanitan goes with a Horn Attack. With that boosted attack stat, this could do major damage. And it does. Dramper has been eliminated. That is 4 Pokemon down for the Melee Draconids and only 2 down for the Snowpoint Frost. They are doing very well to get their first win if they can keep this up. A Water Shuriken's coming from Altaria, and this will finally take down Darmanitan, who did very impressive in this battle. We're going to have our 5th Pokemon now coming out for the Snowpoint Frost, and it's going to be Cloyster, a Water Ice type, and Dracovish, a Water Dragon type, coming out for the Melee Draconids. Dracovish has that 100 base defense. Whereas Cloyster's base defense is 180. It's almost double that of Dracovish's highest rated stat. We're going to roll out now from Cryogonal. And it's going to target Altaria. Super effective. Altaria looking to respond. It goes with a Draining Kiss. It targets Cloyster. Good damage, boosting some of the health back that Altaria just lost from that rollout. They're going to need to take down Cryogonal before it builds too much momentum with that rollout. Dracovish going with a Poison Sting. It's not going to do much damage, but it will get Cryogonal down in the red. Cloyster now is going to go with a Fury Dance. Targets Dracovish. This won't be very effective. As always, in our description below, we also have a link to our Google Doc that contains the ladder, fixture stats, and rosters of every single team in the Elite Challenge League. That rollout continues from Cryogonal, still going for Altaria. It's going to get a little bit stronger every time it connects. Howl now coming from Altaria. So Altaria is going to raise its attack stat as well as Dracovish's. Dracovish with the potential to capitalize on it immediately. It's going to go with a Fury Dance also. This will be super effective if we can hit Cryogonal. And it does, and it finishes it off, so that rollout has been put to a stop. So Cryogonal has been eliminated. Special attack boost there for Dracovish in the process. So it's a now 2v2 battle. Melee Draconids are chipping away at the last of the Snowpoint Frost. Grass Knot now coming from Cloyster. Targets Dracovish. Very good hit on the Dragon Water type. Probably would have done even more damage if that Dragon typing hadn't given it a little bit of resistance. Warring now, Water Ice coming out for the Snowpoint Frost. So there's 2 Water Ice types on the field for the Snowpoint Frost at the moment. Altaria now with the speed advantage is going to go with the Skull Bash. So it's going to boost its defense this turn and finish the move off on the next turn. Snowpoint Frost are so close to their first win. I'm sure they can taste it. Flare Blitz now coming from Dracovish. It won't be super effective due to the water typing that Warring has, but still does okay damage. Does get the recoil damage on Dracovish. Cloister now is going to go with a Tri Attack, but it goes for Altaria, who still has that ghost typing, so it won't affect it. Screech now coming from Warring. Gonna lower the stats of Dracovish. Lowering that defense stat. If they can get off an ice type move onto Dracovish, it might be able to finish it off, or even a fighting type move. Sorry, I apologize. A fighting type move won't do it. Skull Bash hitting on Cloister. I was thinking for a second there that Dracovish was the ice type, getting my teams mixed up here. And now we're seeing a Tri Attack from Dracovish. It seems to be copying a lot of Cloister's moves. And that move will take Warring down into the yellow. Now it's Cloister's opportunity. And Cloister's going to go with a Doom Desire. We could see this move hit in later turns. Warring now. It's going to go with a Present. We'll find out if this will actually do any damage. Goes for Dracovish. But it won't. It's going to actually restore Dracovish's health. So that was beneficial to the melee Draconids. That's the risk of giving the Present. Can hurt or hinder your team's progress. Altaria now. Gonna go with a Wrap. So somebody's going to be taking damage in between turns, and it's going to be Cloister. So it takes very minor damage now. And there's our 3-minute warning, everybody. 3-minute warning on the board. Again, if we go into overtime, it will become a single battle. Muddy Water, but Warring will avoid that attack. Now it's Cloister's opportunity. Cloister's going to go with a Dragon Dance, so it's only going to boost its stats. If we do go into overtime, no Pokemon will carry any of its boosted stats. They'll all come in full health if they haven't been eliminated from the battle already. Double hit now, coming from Warring. Goes for Dracovish. Critical hit on the first hit. Very decent hit on the second, taking Dracovish down into the red. And there's that Wrap taking some damage, some health from Cloister, also taking it down into the red. So Dracovish, Cloister both in the red, Warring in the yellow. Altaria with the most health currently at the moment, who's also been in the battle the longest. Self-destruct now coming from Cloister. It's going to take itself out of the battle. There's that 2-minute warning. It won't affect Altaria due to the ghost type, and it's going to eliminate everybody else on the field. And just like that, this battle is over thanks to a self-destruct from Cloister, which is taking out Cloister, Warring, and Dracovish. The ghost typing that was put onto Altaria earlier in the battle has saved the melee Draconids and given them the victory, and the Snowpoint Frost could not get their first win today thanks to the Draconids being able to hold on. We didn't even get a draw, so there were no points for the Frost. The Draconids get all 4 points for this victory. Dragonite making its debut in the Elite Challenge. It took a lot to chip away at it and take it down, as was Avalugg. Domenitan been in this battle for over 10 minutes. Very impressive performance, but it could not get Snowpoint Frost over the line for their first win. I wonder if next week they're going to have better luck when they host the Sandalwood Swarm in Snowpoint City. Melee Draconids holding on. This could potentially get them further up into the 8. And as they've been tied with the Rustboro Rockies for the 8th position, see what happens at the end of this round. But the Melee Draconids next week are going to host the Verbank Venom in Melee City, so they won't have to travel again. But we're a third of the way through the season now, and the Snowpoint Frost are still yet to win a game. I can only hope that they can turn this around, because they're starting to look like they're not going to make the finals. They may even just be getting the wooden spoon if they continue at this rate. But very impressive performance. Unbelievable that trick or treat would come to favour Altaria so late in the battle, and there it is, the Melee Draconids winning after that self-destruct. But Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and always remember, you are awesome, and I will speak to you guys next time.